Hello, swing trading strategy, swing trading chart analysis. So if you are swing trading, is good. You pull your daily swing trading transaction from your brokerage account, do your record keeping, and then analyze the chart to see if you can find some stocks for the next day. For today, December 6, 2024, we didn't sell anything yesterday. We didn't buy anything either. Therefore, we are not going to do any record keeping. We'll move straight to analyze the chart to see how those stocks are doing. At least how they did yesterday. So we'll go to our watch list and we'll start with the first one that we do not have in our portfolio. The one that we highlighted in yellow are the one we have in our portfolio. And I want to make sure all the tests that I'll make the test black. Then we'll start with AMP. We swing trade on a daily chart, so we want to make sure we have our daily chart here and we have maximum daily chart. We are going to go to 1 year daily chart and we will put AMP. So AMP, we are waiting to purchase it when it's leaving the trend line going up, and right now is far from it. We can activate the line and extend it. So the next one is going to be AZO. So AZO, what it is, yesterday it pulled back, but we will buy it when it's leaving. When it reach, it pull back to this trend line and start going up. BKNG. So BKNG is away from this trend line. Therefore, we are not going to do anything with it right now. But we can extend the line. And that is just the trend line showing the chart, the stock price progression. Every single bar on the chart is a daily chart. We are using 1 year time frame from the beginning to the end on the axis, and the price is on the Y. Cats. So cats is pulling back, but when it reach the trend line, we will buy. In fact, it's close to it though. We'll see how it's going to do today, if it start going up from there or if it'll pull back to the trend line. And when it start going up, we'll be able to get in. So that is something we are going to take a look at. At this point, we are not going to be able to buy it today because it won't reach that trend line and start going up from that trend line. It will need 2 days to perform that move, at least 1 day to pull back to it, another day to start going up from it, at least. So therefore, we're not going to do anything with it. We have Cloros CL, but again, that's the line you want to buy it on. Is right here at this moment. COR. And by the way, we are using Think or Swim platform to analyze our chart. We do not trade on it. We have our account with Charles Schwab, and Charles Schwab now own Think or Swim, and it is free if you have Charles Schwab account and you like to swing trade. It is a trading platform that you can download and have on your computer. I think they have the mobile version as well, but I do not use the mobile version. I use the computer version. You can trade from it, but I do not trade from it. I just use it to analyze my chart, and I will go to my account to place the order to buy or to sell. So this one is COR. COR, we like to buy it on this line or this one. Therefore, we are going to wait on it. So we have DECK. So DECK, we like to buy on the purple line, but is up there right now. EME, the ones that are highlighted are the ones that we don't have in our portfolio, and the one with asterisks are the one that we are tracking. We are analyzing the chart for whether we bought it already or not. We'll analyze them on a daily basis as well. So this stocks EME is still up here, even though it pulled back yesterday, but we will wait. When we reach this line, we will buy. January, let's see, last December, it pulled back to the line and start going up all the way to March. So we don't know when it's going to pull back to this line, but we just prefer to wait on it. It could continue from there all the way to March or so, but it pulled back to that line around May. So we are going to just observe it to see the pattern, and when you reach this line and start going up from there is when we enter. FICO. So FICO, we like to buy it on this line. It's far from it right now, and earlier during the year that it got to it was in April. We are going to extend that line a little bit. The next one is Google. And Google, we like to buy it on this line. So right now is away from it. So for 2025, we like to buy those stocks we have on our watch list on their trend line, their long-term trend line. And it could be 1 year trend line, or it could be longer than 1 year trend line. And for Google is more than 1 year, because December is here, so therefore this purple line is more than 1 year trend line for it, and that is the line we are tracking it on, that we like to buy it on. GWW. So we like to buy it on this purple line, and it is more than 1 year trend line, but it's up there right now, and it might be there for a while. The closest it got to that line was in June. So we'll watch it to see. And for the shorter trend, let's see, let's go to maximum daily chart. For maximum daily chart, October, so this is December, and from here, let's see if we like to trace that short-term trend line for that section. From there, it pretty much went all the way to around March before it started going. So do you see this line here? Pretty much like the way we have one here at the beginning of last year. So if you want to repeat that here, it could go from here, doing that zigzag all the way to March or so before it will start pulling back. So since we are around this time of the year, we could actually try to capture this section of it. And this is the right at the beginning of the year when we have this dip before it went up. From there, let's see, here is February. But yeah, and that is another things that can be captured as well by it on the trend line. When it reaches and start going up, and around January, if that pattern repeats itself, and sell it around February or so. But we like to wait and see. We like to wait on it on this trend line. HD. So HD, let's go back to let's say on the maximum daily chart. I'm not sure, but there'll be a lot of zooming here to do. But yeah, we like to buy it on the purple line, but it could take a while for that to come there. From December to March, it tends to do this kind of consolidation. Tap there, it went up a little bit during that time frame, but the growth started around October. It pretty much went all the way to March before it fell to the trend line. So it could pick from the trend line if I consolidate on it for a while, and started around August again to pick up. LEN. So LEN, we like to wait for it and buy it on the purple trend line. Right now is on 1 year trend line. You know, this is, yeah, it is on 1 year trend line. This is November here that it left that trend line, went back to it in July, and reach it now in December. So if you want to repeat the same pattern, you could go from there, reach a peak in March, another peak in September. So well, here is October, and here, okay, is, and let's see here, it came to it again in October. So this could be the line. If it was on that line in October, got to it in July, got back to it in October, and now is on it. L-E-N. Maybe it's not going to come back to this line. Is this one is going to be the one? I'm not sure. I was more thinking that if he's trying to repeat that process, it could come back to this line since he hit that line multiple times. Let's get closer to it. It's going a little bit past it though, so we can give it a benefit of the doubt and assume it's going to stay on this line. Let's make this line purple as well. And since it's on this line, if it starts going up today, we could buy some and see if it's going to continue going up from there, just like the way it did it at the beginning of the year. All the way to March, before the big descent started. And let's make it red on our list. A conservative approach will be to wait for it on the bottom line, but we can give it a try on the upper purple one, which is 1 year trend line, and this is a longer trend line, more than a year time trend line. So we mark it red, so we find one for today. We'll continue. MA. So MA, we like to buy it on the purple line. Is on that line at the beginning of the year. This is October of last year. Got to it in July. So we could say that where it is right now is going to continue to go up all the way to March. Is already going. But there is this line here though that it start going up from. If we look at here, let's locate December last year. So December last year, it was on this trend line, and on this trend line, this is January here. We have December 5th here. It came down a little bit. But then continue all the way to March. So it took a while before it came back to this purple line. And since it started already on this purple line, if we want, you see this long trend line for the first quarter, I won't say first quarter, is between October to March. And here we have July to December. So October to March, that will be 5 months time frame, and from July to December, that is another 5 months. So I don't know if it's going to be the number of month time frame, or it's going to be the part of the year. So the reason why I'm saying that is we don't know if from this line it's going to, to keep coming back to it, continue all the way to around March. before starting the next descent down. So one thing we could do as well, we could buy some of it, but because we have the first green yesterday, if I will purchase it, I will place the order before the beginning of before the market open today. We can buy, but then we will target March to sell it. And wait to here, so we can give it a try and see. You won't know until you try. So let's assume it's going to repeat this trend on here, but started already though. So that is my things. I don't know if it's going to start the descent now, if it's a 5-month time frame, or it's going to continue that all the way to this to March. So we are going to place the order. We can place the order, and because we are not going to just time a few days and sell it, we are just going to let it go up, go down, go up, go down, and claim the trend line all the way to around March or so and sell it. If we go that, if that way we can capture some of that growth before it started descent. So we are going to put is, which one is it, is MA. So we are going to make a red, and we'll have a note. We can put a note here. Order before market opens, exit in March. We can make that area in a certain color that we know that we have something related to that. MAN. Is it MANH? So MANH, we will buy it on the purple line. So we are waiting on it, but right now it's a little bit too much here. So right now we don't know if it's going to do this descent all the way to again around March before coming back to this purple line. So we tend to buy it on the purple line, but we do have this line here that it tends to be following right now, just like the way it follows a certain line here from this is January of 2023 all the way to July. January 2024 to March. Then it fell back to it and started here in July going up. But yeah, MAR. So MAR, we are tracking it on the bigger trend line to see when it's going to come on it. We can buy, but there is November 2023 all the way to March that it followed the growth before it pulled back, and here is August, and it started we can extend this line a little bit. Okay, it's not enough. But yeah, we don't know what it's doing. It could continue that growth. It could pull back to this line and continue just like the way he walk on that line all the way before he start pulling back off of it. We like to wait on it on this line, but again we could buy it on this line as well to March, or it could come back to it around August. So this line could be a secondary line that if we want we could catch it on. Let's see, it happened on it November, January, and from January to February. So January to February. We can, for a shorter trend line, we could aim for that line. If we come back to it, we can get in as long as it's before March, because there will be a descent to this line that we can buy on as well. MCK. So MCK, we are tracking it on a longer trend line. And there is this line that is 1 year time frame line that we don't know if you want to come back to it before going there, but because of October it came back to this line and start going. So we don't know if it's going to, let's see here, this is December, so but yeah, we can wait on it on this line. Otherwise we have 1 year line there as well. That's, we don't know if you want to repeat that growth during the first quarter before falling back to it or not, but we can just, because of so many zigzags going on it, we can wait on this purple line, which is last safer, MMC. MMC is not far from our line here. We can just wait on it there. We do have this growth there, but we can just wait on it. That will be May that you can come back to it, that it might come back to it. December, okay, January it might even come back to it. So yeah, it's close to that line, it's not moving away from it. And that is something, when you are trading stocks that is kind of easy for you to analyze the chart. Maybe you might just keep those on your watch list and flag away the stocks that are kind of a little bit more challenging for you to actually understanding their fluctuation. That the one we compared earlier compared to MCK, for instance, it was a little bit challenging for us to actually understand the fluctuation to see if there is a pattern there. But MMC, you can see that it's not moving too far away from his trend line, his major trend line. Therefore, it's kind of easy for us to just make up our mind there. So we'll go to MRK. I think that's one that I want to take out of the list, so I'm not going to keep analyzing it if I'm going to take it out. again, have your watch list. And after you trade it for a while, stocks that are posing you problem, it's okay to take them out, go back to your list to see if there are some from that list that you want to add it to, to the list you are trading. It is okay. And then add some more. At the end of the year, shake up your watch list, your stock watch list, evaluate how you trade throughout the year, and pick the one that you want to keep for the next year, and then recreate a new watch list for the new year with those, and add and pick more from your stock bank to add it to it based on the strategy you plan to use for the new year. Which one you think might, you'll be able to understand the pattern to be able to, that you want to give it a try. Does that make sense? Because when you are analyzing the chart, you can even make it a homework to analyze the chart every single day of the year, every single day of the week, of the month, of the year. And I'm sure by doing that, that advice is for me as well. At the end of the year, we can actually look back to our stock watch list that we traded from, or we traded, to see what stocks that pose problem for us, pull them out to keep the one that we are comfortable trading, we make profit with. We are able to analyze the chart and understand the fluctuation that was going on, and based on that, use that experience to come and pick other stocks from our stock bank that when we plug it in the on the chart, we can see based on the stocks that we prefer to keep on our watch list from the one we traded during the year, if we have a similar pattern type of chart from those new stocks that we are testing. Does that make sense? And we create a watch list of whatever number that you are comfortable for the new year to work with. Another things to keep in mind as well will be, based on the strategy you are using, if you can actually pinpoint on the chart amounts that you might buy, amounts that you might sell, you can try to see stocks that you can pick that they can all follow. Like for instance, every single month of the year, you'll have something to buy, you'll have something to sell, and so forth, so that when you sell that money, you swing trade another stocks by purchasing another stocks with it, and when you sell that money, you purchase another stocks with it, and so forth, so that and that way you do not, for instance, have one month that you have a lot to buy, therefore you split your money between them, and then another month you don't have anything. But that's another thing, that over time you might try to see stocks that are kind of allow you to have that type of schedule with them. And of course, they are not going to exactly land on those months, but that's a place to start. And I don't think you'll be able to do that from the start. To just start swing trading to practice the strategy you are using, and the rest, work little by little toward it to reach that goal. That way you have your money already allocated towards certain stocks throughout the year, because as a swing trader, you'll have your money more in the cash form in the account, as if you are trading on a short trend line. You will buy within days, you will sell, so your money will be more in the cash form. So let's continue. ORLY. So ORLY, let's see here. This is July trend there. This is the beginning of the trend here, and here is October. So I will say from this line, I don't know if it's going to continue. Let's see how it did it. We can actually try to look at 1 year time frame to see how it did it. That's the beginning. March to May. And then October. So here we have July, October, and we have that, and it came back in January, and it did it here as well. January. So it does pull back, and that line, that's the line it followed last year, but this, yeah, pretty much. But it dipped in May, it went deeper, so we use that. So we just feel comfortable waiting on it on this line to see when it's going to come to it. But it will continue to go up for, you know, the season until May or so. But right now is going back to this line because it's touching that line quite a bit. We can actually try to trade on that line when it comes back to it, but I'm not going to one month time frame and then it will pull back. We can just wait to see and keep observing the chart and see how the price is working. ROP is something that I want to remove as well, so therefore I'm not going to analyze it. RSG, we are going to wait on it on the purple line and go from there, but knowing that it could go up for a month or so before start pulling back. It could continue to go up from there all the way to January or so, but we just feel comfortable waiting on it on the purple line since it comes back to that line more than once during the year from previous area on the chart. So TJS, we like to track it on a major line here, and this is April. For the April is pretty much have like different lows. It's just better we wait on this line, April, so it could fluctuate over it for a while before it'll pull back on it. But let's just wait on it there. TMUS. TMUS is going up, and again this line is maybe mid-year, July. It comes back to it quite a bit, but we prefer to wait on it on this line. Remember, we fell quite a bit as well. You can see we traded on along this line quite a bit, and even for this short trend line we traded there. The arrow just tells you where we bought it, that arrow from the bottom, and the one from the top facing down is where we sold it, and so forth. So we traded quite a bit, but we bought it and then it went back to this trend line. It took us a while before it go up. It went up, we sold it for profit. But and around this line was what, March. So it went up a little bit all the way to March, and then start coming back to this line before it starts this new trend here. And if we start at the October here, that October line that I traced went all the way to January, pretty much end of January. So technically, just like the way we are trading on this line, if we pull back to this line, we could actually buy it with the assumption that we'll try to get out of it around January and lock in some profit, and then wait. When it reach this purple line and start going up, we can get in again. That would be one way to do it. But I don't know, I just prefer to wait on it on this line. So the next one is TRY. TRY, it's just leaving this line that we put it on. You see, that's amazing. So it is a long line, a long trend line, and the right time could be to buy it when it start going up from that purple line. Reach that purple line in November. We have October here. So based on that assumption though, it's not going to come back to it for a while. If it's replicating this pattern, that big dip will be in March. One thing we could do is when it pull back and start going up, because it's going to pull back. Do you see those red? Is when that day the market, the stock price, the market closed at a price lower than when it opened in the morning. So it did that over around it. Here is December, then it start going up from there. But then from here it was so much of those zigzag. But then it tried, so like from December here, March, you could still make some money in it. But that is December, and it started in November. So we could assume that it's going to go up a little bit, you know, like for all the way to at least January or so. But again, we can wait on it on this purple line, or we can wait for that to pull back to this line here. We started in December. Pretty much that's the 1 year trend line here. We could wait for it to go past it, pull back to it, and start going up from there. We could buy it as well and be able to sell it and wait on this line. I mean, that's one way to view it. But otherwise, we could wait on that purple line. URY, is it the one that I'm analyzing? No. URY, we bought it already. That's why it's yellow there. And that is the trend line that we would like to buy it on. But right now we bought it on this trend line. And that trend line, let's back off a little bit. We could assume November to March, that it could claim November. We could assume this could replicate a similar pattern there. Therefore we bought it around that trend line. When it got close to and start going up at the first green bar, we bought it. But you can see you want to pull back. It's going to do that, and we can target. We have around January 8th, it pulled back to that line again, but it pulled back to a multiple occasions. So, but target March or so to sell it, and then wait for that to come back to this line. It will be, but we'll see. We bought it already. So V, So far we found two for today trade. One to place the order early in the morning because we had the first green yesterday. V, we didn't trace our purple line. Okay, so V, let's look at last year, December, okay, all the way to March. It seems like the first quarter those stocks go up, and then from July they, let me extend this line here, start to go up again. Let me put it here. So, and this is October, and we have October here. That October line, if it's replicating this line, is going to go all the way to around February. So that could be a line we could buy on, but it's getting off of that line though, so we don't know if it's going to revert to this line or not. But other than that, let's go to, we are on a maximum daily chart. So we do have this long line here done is but do you see this line? Let's try to update this line here. Okay, so from here 2023, we try to come close to it, come down there. This will be a purple line for us to target to buy on, like a lower risk trend line to target it on. Otherwise, another one, a shorter version of that, will be this line here. All the way to maybe February or so. If it can pull back here and start going up from there, maybe around February or so, it might try to start the descent to this line. We don't know, but we'll keep it that way and keep an eye on it. We will buy it at the trend line, one of those. So we have VRTX that we purchased already, but we'll still analyze those stocks. We purchased it right on the purple line. Sweet, something we can practice our strategy with. So we bought it at that purple line 2 days ago. It started pulling back, and we'll just leave it there. So this line came from where? Came from is 1 year, is 1 year line. 1 year line. This is longer. Now we can activate it. But it coincides with that line here. That is why I didn't make a longer. Alternatively, this line, we can activate it and try to bring it down here, but it's going to, yeah, I think I'm just going to do it that way. It's going to go over it here, but again, it's not just a line, it's kind of interval type of. So I'm going to just leave it like that, even though it went over, the things went below a little bit. We are going to keep it that way. So yeah, it is a zone. That's why this long line to here went underneath it, and so it is a zone. So but we bought a wire on that line that we want to buy it on, and we'll see how it's going to perform. The next time you'll try to come back to it will be around October, but there will be quite a bit of things down here, so the best time for us to sell it could be May, to start to rebuy in July and August. So we will see. We bought it low enough that if we think this line is a longer trend line that is falling back to, it will not go too much below it and will go up from there. So the line that we think it is not going below that line, it is the line that I'm calling the trend line to purchase a art. When you reach that line and start going up, we see that green bar. It is a sign that that descent ended. You see, we bought it at the first green bar. It is a sign for us that the descent ended, the price drop ended and start going up. But again, the next day it dropped, but higher than where we bought it at, that things. But yeah, that's why we like to buy at the first green bar. It gives us a sign that the descent stop, it start to go up. It could just be one day up though before it will drop again, but you see that, you know. But anyway, so it went up, fell back to it, but we think it is not go below that line. WAB, I'm more comfortable buying it at that line, that the one that I want to place an order for today, that has a shorter few months trend line. So this one we like to buy it on this line, on this major line, which we have October here. So this is 1 year line for it. This is 1 year line that it came back to, but didn't come back to this line during the year, but touch point with it throughout the years, but for this year it stay on this line. So we can track, we can keep extending both to see when it fall back, if it's going to fall back to this line and start going up from there, we can buy. But you can see from August is following this trend line, and it might do that, let's see, all the way to March, all the way to March, and we traded along that line quite a bit. We bought it, sold it, bought it, sold it, bought it, sold it, bought it, sold it, bought it. Instead of buying it at the trend line, sold it. Oh, and then we bought it already. Okay, so we bought it at that trend line. So that means, hold on, let's extend this line. Okay, let's make that line purple as well, so that we know that we bought it on that line, and we need to have an exit plan. And we have this line that will keep extending as well. Okay, but anyway, yeah, we'll keep extending those two lines. We bought it at this trend line here. We must have a plan for it. Oh, come on. to exit around January or February. Okay, so that is that. And let's look here. WAB. Okay, I put May here for it. Okay, so that is our exit plan there. We'll keep an eye on it. So the next one is WM. So WM, we have our line that we like to wait on. It reached that line quite a bit, so I think that is the line. We can just wait on there, but it veered away from that line for the first quarter of the year. It could do that as well. This is October here. It could do that. Here is October as well, and it veered away from it all the way to February before it tried to come back. If you want to take that bet, that is going to repeat this pattern around here. In fact, we bought it already. Yeah, we bought it. We have not sold it yet, but we bought it a little bit high. We bought it at the first green bar. That green bar by the end of the day became red. It was not too far from that line. So let's keep an eye on it and see what it's going to do. So let's make this line purplish as well, since we bought it on that line, and track both and see how we go with it. So it pulled back to it when it start going up from there, but we will see. So we bought it already, and that is what WM. So WMT, Walmart. Walmart, we have this line for it, but it's so far from it. And we have this line, which is what? August. So we have the beginning of the year. No, this is May. You can see the month underneath it. So this is May. It came close to this line in August and start going up from this area. So we bought it and we sold it a few days ago, because from where we bought it, it was a little bit high to keep it. If we bought it close to this line, that would be fine, but we traded along that line quite a bit. So if I go to the beginning, it was this purple line is 1 year trend line, but it went up all the way to April. So we don't know if it's going to continue to go up all the way to April or not, but this is a line that before April, if it fall back to this line, because it did touch the line, that whatever line it was following there, it touched a few points. Around April before it went back up and then came back to it. Yeah, around April as well. So we could track it on this line, to buy it on this line for short-term trade, or we could wait on this line to buy it when it start going up from this line for a longer. Hold. So we don't know if it's going to, it could come back to this line. It's a lot easier for it to come back to this line than to come back to this line in a short period of time. We can just keep an eye on it. We see it on this line. I don't know, depending on the month, We could try to buy for a short term, like hold it for short term and sell it, or we can wait for the bottom line. But those are the two lines that we can keep an eye on, a two trend line. And those lines, if you don't, in case you don't know why I'm tracing them, I'm pretty much focusing on the lows, making sure the lows, the current lows are higher than the previous lows. That's why I give it the upward oblique trend line that I'm following the stocks on. So when it reaches that trend line and start going up and I buy, it just shows that, you know, it is not going below that trend line. So I'm buying it at the low, at the lowest position as possible, but I'm waiting for that green bar as a signal that it start going up. The price the market close at the end of the day is higher than the price the market open in the morning for this particular stock price. Therefore, but yeah, so this is more lower risk than this line here, because it could come back to this line during the year. What time exactly, we don't know. But if we are comparing it to the previous year, for the first season of the year, it could follow this short-term trend line before move off of it to a lower one. So for a short period type of hold, the top one will be okay, but the bottom one is the one that give us more certification that it may not go lower than that if it's following that trend line. So we want to pick a good left trend line that we don't see any lows lower than that line, you know, on the line on within the time frame we trace it on. And this is 1 year trend line. The longer trend line is below it, but seems to be more, yeah. So it didn't come to that line during this year. Therefore, I think it has more chances of coming to this trend line than coming to this one. But again, if it was navigating this line before, it could come back to it as well. But waiting to buy it on this line, you will be waiting for quite a while. And buying it on this trend line is a risky move, because if you buy it on this trend line and it moves down, you have to wait for a while for that to go past that line for you to make profit. That's why this line will be a short-term trend line. If assuming he's trying to reduplicate the beginning of the year, the quarter pattern, it could end around the end of the first quarter. Therefore, we should not hold it past that time frame. If we assume it could try to go back to this purple line down. And this is how we analyze our chart today. And for today, we have two stocks that we picked to purchase. One will place the order early in the morning, which will be AMA, and the second one is LEN, that if we see the green bar today around lunchtime, we will place the order for it. Thank you. And for the swing trading strategy that we base our chart analysis on is the long-term trend line swing chart strategy, where we, let me see, started from here. We analyze large cap that we put through filters. You know, but we pretty much started with a larger to a smaller to smaller, and make a copy of that we trade during the year, and about 60 of them. And the time frame, we use 1 year daily chart for our daily chart analysis, but today we use more the maximum daily chart, and we set our we estimate our entry point, which is the purple line that we are tracing, and the exit plan as well, the month that is reaching a high and start going down, and the trend line, you know, that is that purple line that we are tracing. So locate and trace the main trend line. Locate months the stocks pull back from that trend line, and months it reach highs on the first year daily chart. So buy at the first green bar after a pullback to the main trend line, and that's why we are going to apply that to MA, believe it's MA, but MA we like to capture it on a shorter trend line, not this purple one, but this 5 months trend line, if we think is going to reduplicate the same pattern here to here, and then it did it here and then did it here. So, and each point it will come back to the purple line. So we are assuming this one could continue somewhere to, but hold on, this we are, yeah, we are in 2023 here, but 2024, yes, that is from October here to March. So for based on that, we say, okay, let's place some orders there, see if we can hold it for some months before we sell it, before it becomes this descent down. And allocate a larger a larger amount for it, since we are going to hold on to it for some months, and aim a bigger profit. And you know, when we will sell it as well. But if you are starting, you can start small, and you can use a short trend line swing trading strategy, or have your own strategy that you plan to use, but start small. Set a smaller profit target so that you can reach a profit per trade, not per share, per trade, that you can reach faster, and repeat the process again. But just know that when we practice that during the year, when we buy away from a longer trend line, it could go both ways. It could continue to go up, or it could come down to the trend line, and we might have to hold on to it longer since we do not put a stop loss. But depending on the strategy you are using, just have a plan. But you can see we traded along the trend line, and you know, we traded on a trend line, and we traded along this trend line, but we didn't wait for that to come to the trend line before we got in. And we could have waited, since it's not moving too far away from this trend line. But again, when you are working with it around that time frame, you may not know for sure if it's going to come back to that trend line that you are tracing. But looking past that time frame, it is obvious that it does come back to it. But you can see that it didn't come back to it before it started going up, though. It traded away from that trend line. And so depending on when you bought it, you could actually hold a little bit longer before you sell it, but it'll depend on what part of what part of it that you purchase it, because it could pull back and you could lose some part of the profit as well that you accumulated. But it traded above this line, so now that it is on that line and start going up, we like to buy to see if it's going to reduplicate. That is not a certitude. We don't know for sure. We can just assume, and that is the risk to it. But you, no risk, no reward. You just want to make sure you are minimizing your risk by analyzing the chart before making your decision. And one way to minimize the risk is not allocating all the money you want to allocate. For instance, if we want to buy it at this line, we could allocate more because we have not seen it below that line in a while, compared to buying it on this line. That is, or buying it on this line, we could assume we are not going to hold it for long because again, at some point it will pull back. But yeah, that is our trading, our swing trading strategy, and how based on that strategy we analyze the chart and pick MA and LEN for today stock pick for swing trading. Thank you. We thank you very much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much for all your comments. And we thank you very much all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, Cross of Liberman Consulting, LLC YouTube channel, and in asop.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Thank you. And we got a question yesterday on the filters that we use to swing trade, and there will be a video during the day probably to use an example to show how we filter stocks to see if it's a good one to add to our watch list. So I like to put the filter on the screen for you to take a look at it. Let's see. Okay, so but yeah, we have two videos, one that we put through the filters, but then when I was analyzing the chart, showing it on the chart, I forgot to remove the stocks that was on the chart. I forgot to remove it to put the stocks that we put through the filter in the video. So I gave a wrong assumption to that for that analysis, because we use the wrong stocks on the chart. But I added a corrected version at the end of that video, and then we analyze the stocks that we pick as well. I will try to post those videos. There are two videos, but I like to show you the filters that you can put your stocks that you come across or you heard of. You can put it through those filters to see if that's a good one that to add to your stock watch list. And you have your sectors, and if you take a look at our watch list, it's not just any random stocks, but we took those sectors into consideration. If we start with this one, that is the first curated one, but we have here, we don't even have it organized by symbol here, but we have it organized by the sector, industries and sub-industries, and we try to pick a few from each sectors that meet our criteria. So the one we are choosing doesn't necessarily mean they are the best stocks out there, but you just try to create a stock watch list by picking stocks from each sectors to see if we can represent all of them in our watch list. So we have the watch list still here. After we pick them, that the one that we chose during the year, you can see the sector and the industries that they came from, and the symbol are now organized alphabetical here, but things are organized by sectors here. And I handpick those stocks to have the long list that I work with by going from sector to sector, pulling those large stocks. and I'm thinking about having one for sale on our website liberdownload.com, but I have not put it together yet. If that's something you're interested in, you can let me know as well. But have like a large cap stocks, with pull them and pretty much sort them out for you to decide which one from them you want to create a short list of. Excuse me, but I'm just sharing my short list with you. You can see they are by sector, and those are the stocks we traded during the year. Now all of them behave nicely, but that is the idea behind our short watch list that we traded. And this one, we try to now organize it alphabetical by the symbol, which kind of mix up the stocks, the sector here, but makes it easier for us to go from A all the way to Z. So that's how we, went from the large stocks that we pull, and you can see I might have notes. Based on those notes, I create them to a lower one and so forth all the way. But yeah, it took me quite a while to create that list. It takes time. It's not complicated, but it takes time. So if you have a brokerage account with a brokerage firm, you should be able to have structure in a way that you'll be able to locate those sectors and find stocks that are within those sectors, and then you can select the one that you want to create your watch list with. Thank you.